Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's episode of Sunday Brunch. Thank you so very much for being with us. Today we're going to be talking about a very sensitive topic which really never has been addressed from this sort of platform. Assalamu alaikum Sayyidina. Thank you for being with us.
Assalamu wa rahmatullah.
So, since Sunday Brunch is a family show and basically people of all ages watch it, I feel that it's really important for us to talk about personal hygiene, because this is obviously a topic that people of all ages, again, have to deal with and have to be aware of. So, what viewpoints, what opinions do you have to share with us on this topic today?
Like you said, I think since this show is meant for the family to explore together, it is a show that is directed to the family at, just 10 minutes of their week on every Sunday. I think it's very important to take the opportunity and talk about this very important topic.
Absolutely.
And like you said, this topic is probably never discussed from such outlets and platforms.
Do you think because it's such an obvious thing already, who doesn't know about personal hygiene, or because people shy away from it?
I think people assume this is not the role of the religious institution to discuss such a topic. And I think that's absolutely wrong. The Prophet Muhammad and the holy household of the Prophet constantly discussed this matter. I mean, the Prophet discussed things, how to clip your nails, how to shave your beard, how to trim your mustache, how to,
brush your teeth, brush your hair.
The smallest of details, the Prophet spoke about them on numerous occasions. And you would think that people now, 1400 years later, have this all figured out, because obviously today everybody has clean running water at home. You have toothbrushes, toothpaste, you have all the,
cleaning products
at your disposal. And you would think people would take it seriously, but I feel, unfortunately, that this is something our community lacks. And I'm going to be very frank, maybe some people will not like this, but let me speak about this with transparency. Let's be a little bold about this issue, because it's very, very important. I know some children and teenagers who have shied away from going to ziyara trips because they feel that, once they go there, the personal hygiene of people around them disturbs them. And they don't want to go to ziyara. When people, for example, end up going to ziyara and, you're walking, you're sweating, if you're not taking a shower twice a day, then there's going to be a problem. If you're not using deodorant, before and cologne,
at least,
there's going to be a problem. And that is why, even in the time of Jabir ibn Abdullah al-Ansari, who was, an old man who was traveling in the desert to visit Imam al-Hussein, what did he do before he visited the grave of al-Hussein salawatullahi alayhi? He went into the Euphrates and he took a shower, and he told his companion to give him new clothes, and he wore them, and he then told him to give him his best of atars, which is his perfume, and he put it. And there was a discussion. His companion asks him, there's nobody here. He says, no, this is how the malaika, the angels, want us to appear at holy shrines or the sanctuaries of God or mosques. And Allah says in the Quran, خُذُوا زِينَتَكُمْ عِنْدَ كُلِّ مَسْجِدٍ. Make sure when you go to a masjid, you're
beautified.
You're beautified. But unfortunately, you don't see that. I see that when I pass through churches. When you go Sunday, if you just pass through a church, even in the most impoverished neighborhoods, you find people looking nice. He's got a suit on and comb his hair.
It's called the Sunday suit, or their Sunday clothes.
And then, unfortunately, look at the Thursday night clothes when people wear and come to Dua Kumail. It's shameful. I'm ashamed to talk about this. At the same time, I feel it's very important. I'm so sorry for saying this to our audience, but if you especially go to the masajid, ziyarat, public places, make sure you change
your socks.
Make sure you have showered. Make sure you've used deodorant. Make sure that
you've brushed.
Yes, and make sure you're not going to disturb people by your presence. See, ziyara in itself is mustahab. For you to pray at the mosque is recommended. But for you to disturb people, it is haram. For you to disrespect such places, it is haram, it is forbidden. Some people say, well, no, such places, you're supposed to be humble. There's nothing wrong with you. You can be humble and dress nice. You can be humble and smell good.
Yeah.
You can be humble and well-groomed. Being humble means don't walk with arrogance into the mosque. Don't walk with arrogance into the ziyarah of Imam al-Hussein. But it doesn't mean, you just let it go and you just, you don't take care of yourself. That's the wrong mentality that people have.
And it really defeats the objective of visiting the Imam, because that was their sunnah, that was their tradition, it was their lifestyle to be so beautiful and clean and aromatic all the time.
The Prophet once, this hadith is mentioned in all the books, the Prophet once was leaving his home, and he would use a bucket of water as a reflection, to use as a mirror. And he was combing his beard and brushing his hair and beautifying himself. And one of his wives tells him,
who are you trying to impress?
Yeah, who are you trying to impress? You're just going to see a bunch of men. And, I don't see why you would want to do that. And his response was, this is how Allah wants the mu'mineen to find each other. Well-groomed, to take... And you know what it is? It's, I think when Muslims don't take care of their appearance, there is this stigma that says, they're still living in the third world country mentality. They're weak, they're
inferior.
That whole immigrant mindset. And this reminds me of a moment in the time of Imam Hassan. Imam Hassan, when he was an imam, he ordered his companions to wear the best of attires, to dress at probably more than an average level. And people asked him, they said, your father, Imam Ali, was, he was known to be someone who
lived a simple life.
Lived very simple life. And here you are telling people to go and spend money on their abas and on the way they dress. He says, my father was living at a time when he was the leader of the whole Islamic territory. Today, my followers are a minority.
Right.
And I am not in that position of power. I don't want my people to be disrespected, dehumanized because of the fact that we're not in that leadership position. I want them to be treated with honor. And I think that is also something that needs to start within the family, for the parents to teach their children all those things that we talked about today, for their own safety, for their own sake, for their own for their own health, and for what they have to represent to the people.
Thank you so very much, Sayyidina, and thank you for being with us. I hope there was some positive takeaway for all of us on today's episode of Sunday Brunch. Make sure to share with us your comments, your questions, your suggestions. We'd love to hear from you. Until the next episode of the show, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.